Hey there, hi there, Aries, and welcome to your relationship reading for the month of September. So, up first for you, I have the Conscious, and this is the High Priestess Mystery. Is that Mystery? Yeah, Mystery. Okay, High Priestess Mystery Energy. Um, so, yeah, the Conscious. There's a lot going on there with intuition and trusting your abilities for like foresight and stuff like that. Um, um, so with the High Priestess card, there's divine feminine energy, there's intuition, spirituality, emotions. There could be some hidden agendas, secrets, confusion, or blocked intuition. I feel like that could happen because you're dealing with some conflicting energies coming in, but I'm also seeing here the cat's claw purification. So I think you're working on purifying your space and your energy to make room for you, essentially. And I just find like it's really interesting to see like firsthand the kind of energies that you're dealing with when it comes to like unlocking and unsolving those mysteries that you're pretty much already like aware of. That's why you're like able to unlock hidden agendas. That's why you're able to see things more clearly. Um, because your hopes and your fears are this Empress energy, divine nature, divine nurturer, like nurturing and nature. It's like within your nature to pretty much um, be loving and kind. And I feel like it's a major like fear that you might be experiencing this month that you might be picking up on like past choices that females in your life like related could be possibly bringing in some negativity towards you. You're already like fully aware of this, and we have cordyceps revival, so you're already pretty much like reviving your energy. And like I feel like being around certain women in your family that don't share in your like spirituality could possibly be like trying to negatively affect your life. So you're when you're around them, you kind of like are depleted of your energy because they're kind of latching onto you and trying to get your resources or trying to gain access to you, and you kind of have to put up like an energy block against them and like revitalize and just have a whole revival here basically of like good energy, because you don't want to be dealing with um people who are taking your energy and using it to do harm to you. Okay. And the Empress, feminine power, creativity, fertility, expression, and pleasure. All right. So obviously, you're dealing with like strong feminine relationships, and there's domestic issues, insecurity, stagnant, no progression. You obviously have to like realize that moving past the previous energies that were influencing you in a negative way are no longer going to stay connected to you, because you're literally saying like no thank you. I like no thank you, like I'm good, I'm Gucci. So moving forward and moving past all of the negative stuff, you can move into a higher sense of purpose. You can trust your intuition, and I feel like it's a little bit mysterious because people want to figure you out. They want to solve the riddle of who you are. But it's like you don't need to be solved. You really just kind of like need to be encouraged to like just be yourself, and you reveal who you are through your actions and through how you deal with certain situations and challenges in your life. And I feel like there's definitely a revival happening of making your environment pure and clean and energy wise. Like it's almost like you're living in a world where your outer appearance is more important and influential than what's on the inside. And you're dealing with women who believe that. But I don't, or even a man too, I think. But I don't think you should let yourself worry or stress out that they are looking only at the outside picture. They don't know what's going on with you internally. Only you know, only you know that, and those you share with, which I find is like more friendship based, and I feel like it's less family based and less romantically involved based. I think it's more of a friendship based relationship that they know what's going on with you inside. Um, And we have here as well the past. And we have for your past, I have defeat, 10 of swords. So in the past, you were definitely like taken for granted and defeated in some kind of emotional and mental way. I feel like these women specifically in your life, like related to you, had power and control over you that you were not really seeing and you were not really realizing. Like I think you felt it, but you didn't know how to deal with it. And the Ten of Swords defeat here. Yeah, pain, sadness. Yeah, you were definitely stabbed in the back, stalling. Yeah, rock bottom, making excuses. Like I don't feel like I feel like taking responsibility for your actions is always like key to solving the mystery of who you are and why you do things and your motivation behind things. But I also feel like the Ten of Swords defeat that you were feeling was like you're taking that past energy into your current and future energies because you're remembering what happened and what transpired and you're worried it'll happen again. So the bridge between your past and your present and your future is like fully coming into picture. Um, you're starting to realize other people's perceptions of you versus your perception of yourself. And you're understanding how other people's perceptions of you, they want to, it's almost like they energetically want to affect you emotionally. Okay, so let's take a look here at this Ten of Swords defeat and Kako initiation. Okay, you have already been like initiated into a better, more beautiful, more brighter future for yourself. Um, and learning about what other people can do to you or to others, whether like basically like programmed to love since birth, like talking about family here, okay, they're gonna see like what you were basically shown what it's like to be betrayed, what it's like to be stabbed in the back, how that feels, how that affects you mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. And you took those lessons with you into the future. And now you're starting to see a little bit of what that looks like um, when the roles are reversed. Like when you have the control or when you have the power, what that looks like. What it looks like when someone who doesn't have control or power over you is trying to control you and take power over you. And I feel like it also kind of transpires into your romantic relationship a little bit too because they know that you've been hurt before by these people and they are trying to get your attention or to somehow feel if any kind of emotional connection to it all, even if it's a painful one. So you're kind of being initiated into this like higher awareness of all of this. Um, and the present self is this Ace of Coins prosperity. So prosperity is definitely coming in financially for you with in regards to these relationships with people. Like financially, there is prosperity here with these relationships, but there's also that emotional disconnect. Like you don't have an emotional connection to them in a good way. It's a very negative emotional connection, but you do have financial connections to them. So, and there's prosperity there. So you're trying to make the relationships work out of the sake of like financial prosperity because we all need financial gain and money to survive in this world, in this economy. But it's like emotionally very draining because you wish you didn't have to so much because of the emotions involved, but you are put in this situation where it's like you don't really have much of a choice. Um, at least for now, I would say. Hopefully not forever. So, Ace of Pentacles, ambition, prosperity, opportunity, greed, financial loss, missed opportunities. Yeah, so there's the finances are making up for the emotional losses. Um, that's kind of like a problem though within its own because you don't want to like you're very like much in tune with wisdom here and being wise with your money. But you're born into a certain world where you have relationships with these certain women, and this romantic relationship that's costing you emotional happiness. But the finances are there. It's just like you are looking for something more. I don't know. Like I think you've seen the difference between financial happiness and emotional happiness, and you want best of both worlds. But right now you're in a period in time where it's not best of both worlds. Right now it's a time where you have the financial stuff, you just don't have the emotional stuff. So you're kind of just like questioning and wondering like when is it going to happen? But we have uh, Rodiliola, wisdom, okay? Wisdom here. So I would say with the wisdom here, um, you have the unicorn magic, like I feel like you're very wise. Even so, like beyond your like age or your background or wherever you came from, you have a lot of wisdom within you that was like instilled into you and born into you. That came through like life's experiences and knowledge that you went out and seeked for yourself. The problem is that sometimes your wisdom and your knowledge um, is um, scary to other people, especially relatives, because they're not used to having someone like that in their life, and they've been taught, through religious purposes or their own worldly experiences that like someone like you is out of danger, right? They're like very overly superstitious or something like that. But um, your your still prosperity here is there. Your financial success is there. You have to just keep believing in yourself because the relationships with your family and your um, romantic partner are not where you want them to be. Um, for a reason though, and that's because the future coming in for you, I see the Ace of Cups is joy. Okay, there's a lot of joy here with the Ace of Cups. You have a lot of success within yourself. You are practicing self-love, you're practicing self-care, you're giving yourself the emotional support that you need, and that's far greater reward than anything, because if you can't even like be happy with yourself, then it's obviously you cannot be happy with others. It's almost like the person who can like never get married or never settle down. It's like they're constantly finding excuses for not being happy. They're constantly finding excuses. And even some people will get married and get into relationships and they'll realize that like they didn't know what they signed up for. Right? They didn't realize they signed up for like a really strong emotional connection or bond with someone, and then it's like doesn't work out or whatever reason. Um, so you're dealing with a lot of conflicting views when it comes to how you perceive your relationship and how others perceive your relationship. Because only really you know the essence to your true happiness. Um, and others can say they know or they can try to influence it, but ultimately it has to come down to you and what you believe. So right now you're just learning about the joy and the happiness of taking care of yourself and doing the best that you can do. And with the Ace of Cups, we have joy, creativity, new love, repression, uninspired emotional loss. So you're probably dealing with, you know, um, relatives or um, a romantic partner that they're dealing with loss. They're coming to you with their loss, they're coming to you with their problems, and you're like, I already have my problems. I already have enough to deal with on my plate. Like, I can't deal with anything else. I can't deal with anything more. Um, and then they're seeing that and using it against you, which is their, way of feeling like, oh, this person's supposed to have all the answers. It's like you have all the answers for yourself. You don't have all the answers for everyone else. Okay, you can offer insight and advice based off your own experiences, but you ultimately don't know how to um, solve a problem unless you have already found the solution and already been through it. And I feel like your problem in your specific situation is very unique this month of September because for you there's a lot of good things happening, but there's also the side effects of you being like almost like you're not getting the emotional stuff you want. But we have here echinacea. I probably said that so wrong. And Chinacia, destiny. Um, so you have your destiny here, okay? And your destiny here and your purpose here is to be emotionally fulfilled. It is to have support. It is to feel nurtured. You have Empress energy. You have High Priestess energy. It's your destiny to be like a mystery that is solved or uh, nurtured, right? But you are also dealing with it's like a transitional period of like being initiated and then having to go through that initiation once it's happened. So it's a really interesting time for you, Aries. So your external influence is the Two of Cups connection, your connections with people. I feel like this is like connection also with yourself and knowing yourself better than others, but also building on connections and building long lasting relationships that are not that are more like spiritual based and not like blood relatives, and it's not a romantic partner. It's you being able to identify people that match your same frequency of understanding emotional things versus people who don't understand emotional. So you're dealing with like a lot right now, but your external influence is the Two of Cups, and it is building those connections or even that specific connection because trying to make more connections with others can be good if it's good people, if it's people who understand you, or it can be bad if it's people who don't understand you. And I feel like your family and your current partner are not matching your like level of emotional stuff. Um, so Two of Cups connection. So this is harmony, cooperation, partnerships, inequality, separation, and disharmony. So you are harmonized and you are cooperating and you are partnering with people who understand you and understand what you're going through and can offer insight and advice based off of what you're emotionally going through. Like, it's not really like so much financially, it's not so much like, um, it's just emotional. It's just emotional stuff. Okay. So that's your external influence. And that goes with the Reishi retreat. Okay. So it's probably time to retreat a little bit from um, being connected to anything else other than like what you are going through emotionally. That you need that's like your true course of pathway is to like navigate that and to stay balanced and harmonized, because um you are going through a lot, and it's easy for you to like easily go back on the path that you're most familiar with, that's like easily distracting you and was easily like telling you like, oh, you need to like just not be yourself. Like you can't go back to that. You can't. You have to stay true to who you are. So I feel like your friends are the ones who are going to be like, keep just being yourself, right? Um, and I feel like it's okay for you to retreat and like go back into your self a little bit and think about that. Your outcome here, let's see. For outcome, I have here, let's see, the Six of Coins support for your outcome. Okay, so you are very much supported. And we have Shansandra, grace. Okay, there's grace and beauty here. Okay, with your support, you're not. You're pretty much. You're basically. You're not. Being told like not to be yourself or not to be true to who you are. Um, you are just being like balanced between the Six of Coins and the grace here. It's like have grace in this, have time in this, with your Six of Coins. So that's harmony, nostalgia, happiness, forgiveness, independence, stuck in the past. So like some people are going to be stuck in the past. Some people are going to be stuck on one aspect of who you are or one thing that you did a long time ago, and they're going to keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it in and bringing it into the whole big picture of who you are, or mural or painting. Like, we're all just like who we are, right? We're all just born into this world, and we all come in this world with like many different journeys that happen and go on, and we can't all control every single outcome. As much as like some people will tell you you can't. It's unrealistic. But what you can do is you can navigate your way through things and learn how to overcome certain situations and challenges in a way that like emotionally supports yourself, and that can turn to financial success and gains. Okay. um with the Six of Coins there, so it is possible to get financial support through grace, through being just yourself and just being a calm, beautiful individual, okay, that you are. You don't have to worry that like you have to change yourself or be mad at yourself because of something you did in the past or something you didn't do. You have to kind of just realize like I did the best I could in that situation and let it go from there. Um, So your unconscious is your Seven of Cups illusion. And I just feel like there is some illusion when it comes to like your destiny or wisdom or all of this is like, well, which like choice is the right choice, Like, and I feel like for you, the right choice is that even though fantasy, options, temptation, even though that stuff is like elusive and unrealistic to some, sometimes it's okay to dream or fantasize about a better world or a better life. Sometimes that's the only way to get out of certain situations and challenges, by convincing yourself that there's something better out there. While others are, realists, and they'll say, you can never, if you're born into poverty, you're always going to be poor. If you're born into money, you're always going to be rich. That's not always the case. Sometimes you get the money taken away from you and you lose it in bad investments. Sometimes you are born into poverty and you climb the ladder to success and you make a legacy and a name for yourself and you're rich. What the part of this that is important to remember is when it comes to like indecision, daydreaming, and moving forward, don't be indecisive about moving forward. Move forward, but at a pace that works for you. You don't have to rush things. You don't have to force things. You don't have to listen to someone else's directions. You can move at your own pace in your own time. Um, and that's the real wisdom. Yeah, elder wisdom again. It's almost like you're like an old soul, you know? You're unconsciously like a really old soul and you have a lot of wisdom and a lot of um, experience. So when you are brought back to those experiences and you have to apply those skills you learned during those past experiences into your future situations and into your current situation, I would say for September, given your current situation of having like um, these relatives and this romantic partner, well, current partner, I don't see a lot of romance happening, but your current partner, I would say like just know that you are doing the best you can given the circumstances. Um, and let's see here for your influence. What's your influence? Let's see what your influence is. Your influence here is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so good fortune, um, cycles of life. Yeah, this is just another part. This is just another cycle of life. Like you have to know what is happening and be aware of what's going on, but you don't have to necessarily do anything about it. I mean, I personally, if you feel influenced to make a decision based on what you know is happening and take action on that, then definitely do so. But if you feel like you have to kind of like bite your tongue a little bit, I know, and hold back just a little bit for just a little while and just be a little patient, you're going to see that there are going to be events that follow and transpire after that really do benefit you and really do make your life a lot better because you took that leap of faith and you tried something new. I know there's no full card here, but the cycles of life and the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like play your luck, right? Like pick a card, like spin the wheel. Like you have to make a move, right? You have to make a decision. You have to kind of like bet on yourself to win. Okay. And from that, I definitely see comfrey completion. And it's going to be a full, complete cycle of completion once you do this. And like that's a full circle, right? That's the end. That's the cycles of life. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Is this completion here? Is like you made a choice. You decided what you were going to do in that time and you went for it and you didn't just say like, oh no, I'm going to hold back, I'm going to just like not do anything. You fully put everything out on the table as like, this is who I am, this is where I've come from, this is where I want to go. And you're not going to really let anything stand in your way, even when it comes to these specific relatives and this specific relationship you're in that are like, please stop being yourself. Like, please go back to the old version of you that was basically being secondary and basically being in the background and basically just keeping quiet and basically just not doing anything and basically just like not existing. Like you're full on display. Like I'm gonna exist now. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and if no one likes it, oh well. And that's what you should do. Okay, Aries, that's what you should do. Moving forward with your life for September. And don't worry about these relationships with relatives or a partner that are just like trying to keep you from being yourself and trying to get under your skin and trying to bring up past stuff and just like be yourself. Live in the current, present moment. Live in the future. Like move toward the future and keep yourself on the right path. And you are doing that. So that's my advice for you with relationships. And I feel like also your support and your connections with like friends that are sharing the same spiritual beliefs as you is really going to be the motivation that pushes you forward to the next phase of your life. All right. Thanks so much for watching, Aries. Love and light always. Bye.